What is up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the Cinema Wave podcast here at the Culture Wave Media Network. And yes, we're back in studio. It's been so long since we've been here because of snow and because of skunks. If you live in New Jersey, you understand what I'm saying. Maybe not the skunk part, but we're here for one of the biggest episodes of the year, always. This is our Academy Awards recap. The Oscars were last night, as of our recording, the 98th annual ceremony. Crazy that we're closing in on 100 years of the Academy Awards. I'm going to be one of your hosts for this episode. My name is Darian Scalamoni. I am joined by Liz Seiko.
Hello.
And we're so happy to have Michael Peniston here to talk Oscars. Zach couldn't be here, but he's upset. It's okay, Zach. We still love you. You did a great job with your picks, and I'm sure we'll get some more of your thoughts on the awards in a future episode. But this was the second year of Conan O'Brien hosting. There was a lot of storylines with this particular Oscars, more than I can remember in quite a long time. If you guys follow us on social media, you've been seeing some of the things we've talked about. Excuse me, that I want to start with the biggest award of the night. We can get to the overall show in a little bit, but I want to start kind of off of where we end up at the end of the night, because the two biggest awards that we've been talking about on this channel for a while now is Best Picture and Best Director. They don't go the direction that we had thought they were going to go, where it was going to get split between Best Picture and Best Director. Paul Thomas Anderson, one battle after another, take home the two biggest awards of the night, or the big awards that happen at the end of the night. I don't think it's the best moment of the Oscars. We'll get to that. But now that we're off of the Academy Awards for less than 24 hours, where do you stand, Liz, on how they decided it, and you think it was the right way that they went about it?
I'm not shocked, I would say. I think I definitely was thinking that they were going to split it, just because both films are definitely fantastic and achievements in themselves alone. So I think give both the films the love. I think that this is just the Oscars way and the Academy's way of still being like, we are appreciating horror and we're going to give it its flowers, but we're not going to give it the number one spot just yet, which is kind of shitty, because I still think that I personally would have picked Sinners as Best Picture. I did pick PTA as Best Director just because I think the man's been nominated way too many times to not win eventually. And so I am happy that he finally got his flowers. I kind of wish Sinners had taken Best Picture, but like I'm not totally shocked by it either that One Battle took it.
Yeah, Michael, you are the leader of the Sinners Hive. I think you predicted it for every award for the predictions that you were able to for the ones that we put out. Broke the record for most Oscar nominations, 16.
Yes.
Still took home 4 awards, which was second on the night. But again, didn't take home Best Picture, didn't take home Best Director. What was your reaction hearing that, and how do you feel on the outcome of it? Also, have you seen One Battle?
I have seen.
Okay, I wasn't sure if you had or not.
Yes,
because we haven't talked about it ever, so I wasn't sure.
That was my second favorite movie of the year. It actually ended up beating Marty Supreme for me. But I thought I'd take it a lot harder, to be honest. And I actually am very justified and content with how it all played out. I feel like the split was smart, even if you want to consider, I know we'll probably talk more on it, but even the original screenplay, having that play a factor, I think that you're right. Everyone kind of got their flowers. At least both movies got their flowers the way it should have. I would have loved to have seen Sinners be Best Picture. But I agree that PTA, I think, it's been a long time coming, and Ryan Coogler is still so early on, technically. I don't want to say early because he's already had such a great career as far as films, but there's still time as far as him to get one. So, and I had to kind of sit on that for a little bit. I had to swallow my words once I was like, PTA didn't deserve it, but he did. One Battle After Another it was just a phenomenal film. And again, I think it was a long time coming for PTA. So that I really, really, really like to see. But even at getting Best Picture, I understand. I do. I understand that even the category that, as you brought up, horror, it's Sinners falls in like a boatload of categories technically. So it's like I could see it, but having like the horror, like you said, Liz, as like one of those main elements, I could see it not fully getting its flowers to that regard, truest regard. But I don't know. I'm content. I really enjoyed One Battle After Another, and so it's one of those things. Honestly, there was no film that I disliked from all of the choices, all of the nominees. I feel like every film was going to hold itself up regardless, or stand on its own, and so. Yeah, I think I'm okay. I'm okay with it.
I want to echo a little bit of what you just said at the end there too, Michael, that this is the first Best Picture lineup in a while for me that I'm like, every movie is worthy. Every movie is great.
Yes.
I don't think I would have been really truly upset if anything would have won Best Picture. People
what about
I know,
F1?
I knew you were going to say something. I love F1. I don't love it as much as a lot of the movies that it was nominated against, but I love the movie. So I was coming into it also being like, if Sinners wins, great. If One Battle wins, great.
Yeah.
I personally like One Battle a little bit more than Sinners. I'm upset with the fact that Coogler didn't win, but again, I understand it. That was a narrative that like I was kind of beating the drum of PTA for such a long time, and I'm like, it's a legacy award. It's a legacy award. But what Coogler was able to do from a directorial standpoint with that movie, to me, is the most impressive feat of the entire thing. And that was why that was the one I was pushing for more. Because that's such a singular thing. Obviously, there's a lot of people. It still got 4 awards. Also, if you wind up splitting picture and director, they tie in terms of awards count, which also would have been great for the narrative. But again, that's kind of the narrative that was crafted overall with especially the last month of the lead up to the Academy Awards. It's like Sinners versus One Battle, Sinners versus One Battle. And they're two movies that are so distinctly different from one another, but are also talking about modern culture and are commenting on a lot of things. Some people don't agree with that. Some people think they don't make statements about anything. I personally disagree with that. So I would have liked to have seen Coogler win Best Director, but again, I'm a big PTA fan. I'm happy for him after all the years of getting nominated. And because they're writer-directors, like, one of them was going to win, one of them wasn't. That's the unfortunate reality of the situation. But I believe the biggest and best part of the night was New Jersey native Michael B. Jordan winning an Academy Award. I mean, what an unbelievable moment at the Oscars. Like, I can't remember. And again, you guys might be able to recall something. The last time I was that emotional seeing somebody win, it was McConaughey. Because I remember McConaughey, it was something where it was like this dude went from being like in like rom-coms that like literally nobody saw to being in the pinnacle of acting. And it was so well deserved. He was also in one of the toughest Best Actor fields in a long time. Like, I think that a lot of those actors, I mean, we've talked a little bit about Blue Moon, but Ethan Hawke is the best part of it.
He has that film completely under wrap.
Yeah.
Like, he does everything in it.
And then the race for a long time, I feel like, was really between the other 4, and then Ethan. It was like, oh, like, he's unbelievable in the movie. He could win also for a legacy thing. But like, some people were picking Leo. Some people were picking Timmy. Some people thought Wagner when he won the Golden Globe and he was up for other awards. But Michael B comes out on top. Michael, you share a namesake with MBJ. Again, New Jersey native, black artist, black actor, someone that has been so instrumental in the industry for such a long time now, and getting this award, especially in a movie with Ryan, which I think is such an important thing. But for you, what did that win mean, and what was that moment like for you?
That win meant so much to me, not only me, but just the black community. Anytime a black person wins an Oscar, it's always very nice to see. And it's just, it's nice to see how far we've come. And so it was really nice to see that. But just Michael B. Jordan, man, I've been watching him myself for so long. I remember watching Fruitvale Station when it first came out. That was my first like introduction, not only Michael, but Ryan as well. And just being so like moved by how grounded a piece could be. And just to see how much they both have grown, and to see how much they both grown together through all these films, it's just really interesting and it's really inspiring. And so to now see him at this stage, after also knowing that every other performance prior was just as good, not just as good, this is his best, but like
worthy.
Worthy. Yes. Just to see the buildup of it all, it's just really, really cool to see. And I don't know, I just feel like with this performance especially, for him to be able to step into both characters, but also be himself. You know, it's truly a testament to what he can do. He was just recently on SNL, and I forgot that he's also like so funny, and so like he's just truly a talent that I feel like that we'll never really get again. Honestly, I feel like he's really, really talented. But Ryan as well, for them to be able to do it, like you said, together, like seeing that growth, going back to movies like Black Panther, as another thing I specifically wanted to bring up, just because I feel like not only the two of them, but also Chadwick Boseman played like a big role in like the three of them almost being like a trio. And so to see the way Michael B. Jordan has kind of like almost like taken the mantle that Chadwick was kind of setting at one place, and they were like brothers, obviously, in Black Panther, like that relationship. So to see him kind of like step into it, and now kind of, just get to where he's at now, despite everything. It's really, really cool to see, like I said, and just very inspiring. And yeah, I'm just very amazed. I don't want to knock the other performances, because I feel like it was like the best that we've seen of Timothy. I don't think it was the best that we've seen of Leo, but still a great performance. It's everyone, Wagner, yes. Everybody. It's just, but like something about Michael B. Jordan, and it's just, I feel like it was a long time coming. It feels almost the same as PTA's win, as far as a long time coming, and he's still early on in his career too. So it's really just interesting.
It was the moment of the Oscars, though.
Yeah.
Like, it overtook even PTA, having not won in all the years he's been in the industry. Did you feel that way as well, Liz?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I think that this was the award that everybody was anticipating. And like, taking even the drama out of it, I think that already before everything happened with like Timmy on the internet, it was already a very heated race. And like, I had picked Timmy first because I thought the award voting had already closed before everything went down on the internet. So I was like, Timmy may still be able to take it. And I think that that's such a great note to take away from this win, is that Michael's win had nothing to do with the drama on the internet. Voting had closed before all that went down. And so this is a rightful win, and it had nothing to do with the politics of the Oscars. It's truly that everybody just voted for him and believed in his performance and loved it. And I think that him winning ended and put the show on just such a aspiring and positive energy, versus in other awards seasons, and possibly if Timmy had won, I think it would have caused a lot of controversy, and I think it would have just made the season and this Oscars have a little bit more of a bitter taste. But for me, I feel like everybody's walking away feeling very satisfied and happy for all of the winners.
It was a very, like, the energy in the room was so palpable that you could feel it through the screen. He gave the praise to all the other actors that came before him. He's the 7th Black actor to win a leading Oscar, alongside Sidney Poitier, Denzel Washington, Halle Berry, Jamie Foxx, Forrest Whitaker, and Will Smith. So he, obviously, that moment meant a lot to him. He's mentioned Newark, New Jersey in almost every speech, which we love. And I do love that Adrian Brody, they had a little bit when he came out, because of the way that last year went down, because I think people were happy for him until he started speaking and threw his gum at his fiance, and then it was a big problem.
Yeah, because it was like, dude, you've already won once. Like, you've had.
You don't need to talk for 25 minutes.
You don't need to have everybody like keep the lights up for you while other people like are getting taken off the stage. Yeah,
exactly. And I thought Michael B's speech was also great. Across the way, Best Lead Actress, not a heated race whatsoever. A race that was it was basically decided in October, coming out of Toronto. Jessie Buckley wins her first Oscar on her second nomination for Hamnet. You've been championing this movie for quite a long time. It's the only win of the night for Hamnet, but the most expected win for Hamnet. So how did you feel about Buckley's win?
So happy. I knew it was coming, but still, just to be able to see her up there and she is now a Oscar-winning actress, and I think that she has done her dues in this industry, and she deserves all the accreditation she's gonna get and all the roles she's gonna be offered. She is an extremely talented artist, and I just can't wait to see what she does next. It's also the first lead actress win for Ireland. So
Love that.
Love
Ireland
it.
is a great product of
Ireland.
acting.
There you
It
go.
is. It is. Yeah, I mean, she it wasn't much of a race. It really wasn't.
Although I did love the moment where she starts crying right away, and then if you look at her the next moment, she pulls her like hands away and she's like, "I'm ready to go."
Yeah.
Like,
Well, she's won every
Locked in.
award. She's
Locked
won
in.
every single award
well,
on
that's
this tour.
my thing. Okay,
Yeah.
like I would just love to ask her, like, you know, you're winning, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like there can't be the moment of her being like, no, we still don't know, like. You know you're winning.
Yeah,
at
I mean,
that
still,
point.
that moment of winning though is probably. I mean, again, unbelievable moment.
Probably
that you can't-
unbelievable,
Yeah.
but
I loved her speech too. She talked a lot about motherhood and why that's important, and
Mhm.
just the role of also just being a woman in the industry. And her performance was amazing. It was probably in my top 3 performances of the year. It might even be the best that I had seen.
well, and I feel like the other nominations, it was a great year too. Like I think Rose had an amazing performance. Even Emma Stone. I mean, there are amazing performances. For me, Jessie was just.
I also think too, which I don't think this
there.
always makes a thing, but I'm a lot like you. I 100% agree. Now I haven't had a chance to see Song Sung Blue yet, but the other performances I think I have seen. Who's the 5th one? It was Rose, Kate, Emma, and who was the 5th nominee?
Sentimental Value.
Yes, Renata, who
Yeah.
I loved Renata. How did I forget that?
A stacked
And Chase
competition.
Infinity was snubbed, I think.
I know, but
yeah, so stacked year. The one thing that I do think is so interesting though is too looking at all those. I love Sentimental, but the other films in that category weren't widely acclaimed.
Yeah.
You know, like Hamnet again, I think it garnered the 3rd or 4th most Oscar nominations for the entire year, but it's nice that they get to walk away with a win. Did you have a chance to see Hamnet, Michael?
So I never got to finish it. I watched like a good part of it, so I got like the gist of knowing like the performances of everything like that. So that's why I also knew Jessie Buckley was like a shoo-in to win. I was also a big fan of Paul Mescal's performance in it. I don't think it was necessarily something to be put on that you know the nominees, but I just wanted to give him praise as well. But yeah, no, I think it was pretty obvious. I honestly, the one movie I haven't gotten to see was Sentimental Value. That and Train Dreams. So I can't.
My
really
2
speak-
favorites of 2025, Michael.
Sorry, so I can't really speak to those performances from them. I also didn't see Rose's performance, but I honestly know Rose is amazing.
Yeah.
Really anything she's in, and so it was a stacked category. I agree with you guys, but I knew Jessie had it.
Yeah, I think that this is one of the most stacked Oscars in a long time. I think
Mhm.
there's a lot of worthy nominees in a lot of different categories. I want to go back to Sinners because Sinners did take home the 2nd most awards. One Battle, a lot of the smattering of awards kind of went in a lot of different categories. The first casting Oscar, which we talked a little bit about, we didn't know where they were going to go with that. Makes sense in the scope of what I believe they were trying to say was that they discovered Chase,
yes.
which makes a lot of sense. They also went for editing for One Battle, but Sinners takes home some prime awards and some historic awards, which is why I want to jump on that. In including the MBJ win, they win 3 other times. Ludwig wins his 3rd Oscar, and he's 41 years old. I believe he's the youngest person to get to 3 Oscar wins in a crafting category. So amazing for him.
Mhm.
Coogler wins his first Academy Award for Best Original Screenplay. Autumn Durald Arkapaw, the first female to win Best Cinematographer.
Oh yeah.
Michael, where do you want to jump to first
Oh,
for
man.
those awards? Give me one.
Oh man, the choices. Let's do.
Cut to yourself though if you're gonna talk.
Sorry, I'm apologizing a lot this episode. I'd say let's do. I want to talk on Ludwig. I want to talk because
Let's do
there's
it.
not a lot to be said. I feel like there, but I think that there's still flowers to be given. Ludwig is very much responsible for some of the best scores and soundtracks of I think our generation, and I feel like we don't truly talk about him enough just because we don't talk about that genre, that category too much. But he is really he's been doing his thing. I'm a big Ludwig fan because as you guys know, I'm a very big Childish Gambino fan.
Mhm.
They met in college, and he's produced most of Gambino's albums, and so I know him through there, and so I've watched him transition from there to the score scene, and I've seen a lot of his work. I do think Sinners is probably the best score that he's done, and for him, I know that he really challenged himself to learn a lot of the bluegrass blues. And I think he kind of also put that on a lot of the other actors, like Miles Cannon. He also learned blues and played the guitar for everything. And so it's just kind of see like how he incorporated his flow into everything, but also, I don't know. I think that his flowers are always to be given. Yeah, I'm very happy. But also to just the soundtrack in general of Sinners, it was really cool to see that whole set piece, the scene come to life.
Yeah, the performance.
Yeah.
I agree.
And so it was I feel like just to kind of again, flowers just to the music in it all. I feel it was really cool, but Ludwig deserved it, I thought. So
yeah, his he's won for Black Panther, Oppenheimer, and Sinners, all very different scores, but remarkable scores that still sit in the minds of people years after they've come out. And I think Sinners is another one that's going to sit with them. And you're right, the live performances as well this year. It's unfortunate to not be able to fit in all 5, which I know is hard because it's just the way the telecast is. But I thought that both I Lied to You and Golden were like the perfect songs to put on the live broadcast. They were polar opposite performances, but both, again, same thing with the energy in the room. You could feel like for Sinners, for I Lied to You, it felt like it was such an important moment, like it is in the film. It serves the same purpose there. And Golden, like it was just this moment where everybody was like, the fact that everybody got a little thing to wave around, but everybody was participating. I was like, this is awesome. Like it was great. What did you think of Ludwig's performance? And then I don't know if you want to jump from there to either Coogler or Autumn's win.
Yeah, I mean, I it was very exciting for him to win. For me, it was kind of a no-brainer. Like Sinners' score is, I always say like scores you shouldn't notice necessarily unless they're actually for the purpose of the story. And to me, Sinners, the score is almost like the heart of the story. It's very intricate to the tale that they're telling, and so I think that that's why it absolutely deserved to win. I am excited too that he's doing the score for the Odyssey, so we'll see what wild and fun things he can put together for that one. I do want to talk about the Golden performance just really quickly. I keep seeing this meme. It's like I start giggling inside when I think of Leonardo DiCaprio having to wave one of those lights while Golden is being sung right in front of him.
There's a picture on Twitter with him holding it.
Is there? I haven't seen it.
I gotta send it to you.
I wish they.
I wish we got a shot of every single person in the audience.
I wanted to see the crowd during that to see what because Tiana's going crazy and she was sat right next to him. So she's probably shaking him. He's like, come on.
And maybe Sean Penn's at home with a little thing.
No, he didn't even watch. No. Let's be real.
Fuck Sean Penn. We'll get to that. We'll get to that.
Also, though, really quick, just because we're speaking about Golden, shout out Audrey Nuna. She was there.
Yes, another Jersey girl.
Yes, hell yeah.
Monmouth County, which is where we're all from.
Yes.
Shout out Audrey Nuna. Shout out everyone from Huntrix. I mean, a great performance again, just like I Lied to You. Do you want to jump to Autumn or Coogler?
Let's talk about Autumn.
Okay, go ahead.
This for me was one of the most probably the most emotional award win for me while watching this. The group that I was with too, like all of us were just like, she has to win this, right? Like she has to win the moment that it was getting announced. And I'm just really happy. I think that I can't believe that it's been this long for a female to win the cinematography award. And for me, if she didn't win, something's actually wrong because the work she does in that film is on another level. I remember walking away from Sinners and just being like, the movement of the camera throughout the scenes is beautiful and stunning and almost like a dance. And I am really excited that she is getting put now on the map of people and they're going to be recognizing her work and looking out for what she does next. And now she's going to be a staple in this industry and she freaking deserves it.
Yeah, 100%. She, they designed specific cameras for this movie that she had to learn how to work around herself. That is enough of a testament to what she's able to do with Sinners. Really another stacked year. Like again, every category you could say this, but cinematography also had so many great nominees that I think it's why some people were worried that she wasn't going to win the award because there were so many. And again, the way that the formats are now going in Hollywood, like everything looks so great. If like that's the one thing you can kind of bank on if you're doing it the right way. Cinematography is hopefully looking great. A very well deserved win, like you said, Liz, an incredibly emotional moment. So curious. I mean, I'm excited to see what she does next with Ryan. Like, I hope she like continues to work with Ryan. But yeah, Sinners. I mean, there's so many shots that you think of. Like, I love the shot where we get the backs of both Smoke and Stack on the sunset. I love that shot. That was my phone wallpaper for a little bit after the movie came out. There's so much to say about the cinematography in that. But Michael, for you, that moment, what was that like?
I feel like it was definitely just monumental, just for the sake of how it played out. But also, I think it was just very deserving. And that first, let me start by saying, Darian, you're 100% right. Every nominee, I feel like, was again well deserving of its spot. Like, I feel like this is some of the best shot movies we've seen in a little bit. I can agree to that. But I just feel like Sinners was on a different level, like you said, to have to learn brand new setups that they made on the spot, like for this movie. Like, that's already crazy. I know Michael B. Jordan himself had to get rigged up like a specific way, just for them to get both the Smoke and Stack shots, and I know she had to have a hand in all of that as well. And so it's just very deserving. It's kind of outrageous it's taken this long for a woman to win. It's really
Yeah.
it's really just upsetting, but I'm not even going to focus on that because we got to win, and so that's all that should be focused on, and it's very well deserving, and so very happy for them.
Yeah, and then we get the moment Ryan Coogler wins his first Academy Award. What a lot of people expected, I think, original screenplay. Sinners is the most original, bombastic epic we've seen in a very long time. Like you said at the beginning of the podcast, Michael, we're dealing with a number of different genres and ideas. We have a horror movie with a music-centric movie with a period piece with twin leads with Black representation with Irish vampires. There's so much to touch on with that. And so the fact that he was able to craft this story all again from really the influence of his uncle, who got him inspired with the blues music, to then create this tapestry of what Sinners became. So happy for Ryan winning the award. Obviously, so happy he gets at least one moment of the night because it's so well deserving, and all the other awards, they wouldn't be there if it wasn't for what he was able to craft with original screenplay. So for you, what did that award mean for Coogler finally taking home his first Academy Award, and also the second Black winner of the award next to Jordan Peele? Two young men up and coming in the industry who are getting their just due. So
again, well deserved. Both those directors are two of my favorites. So to know that they're both in that category together is just amazing. This is, again, it feels like for a lot of these people it's a long time coming, and it's really not. Like, it really is like only for PTA, but like I think it's just because their work is that good that it's just like it feels that way. And so it's like Ryan Coogler, to see him up there and to know his hand in it from the beginning of writing, directing it, him and his wife producing it together. Like, he had such a hand in it, and like it's really his vision. So to give him that award, I think it was definitely, again, it just made sense. I would have loved to have seen it be a Best Director award, obviously, but again, as said before, we understand, and I'm just happy he got something in that moment. I think that it's genuinely like we haven't seen anything like Sinners. I still remember the first time I saw it, and what he's done for Black culture cinematically, through every one of his films, honestly, at this point. But now this one, at like truly a different regard. It's crazy to see, and it's very I keep using inspiring just because it's like, I remember when they like were younger, and it's like just to see where they're at and to know that he did all of this with the same people. Like, I know that we spoke now about him and Michael B. Jordan being together, but him and Ludwig being together, like, they've done all these films together. Like a lot of them, he knows his people, and you can tell he's a real one. And so it just seemed like it was super well deserved, and I'm so excited to see what else he has in store.
Liz?
I agree with everything Michael just said. I mean, I don't know what else to add with it besides, yeah, like I think obviously it would have been amazing for him to also win Best Director, but I think by him winning Best Screenplay, probably if I were to put my like self in his mindset, gives him that fuel to be like, hell yeah, like I'm ready to go and now get that Best Director and Best Picture, and I know I'm on track and I have the right people with me, and I just can't even imagine the day that he finally wins like Best Picture and Best Director, what that film will be like. It's going to be really great, and I think it just gives him the momentum to get there.
Yeah, and I think Picture and Director obviously would have been great awards for him to take home, but not trying to put myself in the shoes of Ryan Coogler, but think about the fact that this is a story he crafted by himself. And so it's not that one award would mean more than the others, but I do think as a storyteller first, I think he would be really happy. I mean, the other things that he's worked on, I mean, with the exception of Fruitvale, are IP-driven things.
Yeah.
Like we're dealing with the Rocky universe already. We're dealing with Marvel Comics. This is his first real foray to a movie of this. I mean, Fruitvale Station was filmed for, I believe, less than $1 million. So, like, the fact that this is what he's able to do the first time he's doing this, I think we're just all really happy for Ryan Coogler and excited to see what he does next. I know it's going to be a while now because he's probably exhausted from being on the awards tour for literally a year. We were talking about this the other day, like the movie came out last April. So like he's been doing this for a year. So he deserves a well-given break, and then hopefully by the end of 2026 he can announce his next movie because we're all excited to see what happens with that. Jumping to supporting wins. Two other very explosive races. A lot of different ways it could have went because a lot of the other award shows along the way went in different directions. We have two older actors that wind up taking the awards. We have the first award of the night, I believe it was Amy Madigan. Here's a fun little fact for you guys that I had to pull it up on my phone. Amy Madigan is the first lone nominee for a film to win Best Supporting Actress in 17 years. The only other one was Penelope Cruz for Vicky Cristina Barcelona. And it was the first horror villain performance since Ruth Gordon in Rosemary's Baby.
Wow.
Amy Madigan, 75 years of age, her second Oscar nom, her first win for Aunt Gladys in a movie that I think a lot of us here at the network hoped would get a lot more praise for being this bold horror movie that, again, wasn't to the level of the Sinners in One Battle conversation, but for a little while, it was driving a lot of the conversation of cinema and how like originality was back and we were doing something really unique. What Zach Kreger was able to do with it. But so happy for her that she gets that win. And then we have Sean Penn, who won in Best Supporting Actor. He is only the third actor to not show up at the Academy Awards. The fact that Joaquin Phoenix showed up for Joker and then came back the next year to give the award. Whatever, Sean, just show up, dude. But he wins his third Academy Award for One Battle After Another against a lot of competition with Stellan Skarsgård for Sentimental Value, with Delroy Lindo for Sinners. The other ones are escaping me at this moment. Jacob Elordi, and who's the other one? Benicio del Toro for One Battle After Another as well. So his castmate in that film. Liz, where do you want to start with these two wins?
We could talk about Amy. Yeah, I didn't realize that she was like doing her own like award campaign alone until like her speech where she was like, I'm out here flying around by myself from the film.
Nothing else for the movie.
Because there's nobody else going with her. And so she's like, yeah, these other casts are just bringing me into their circle and like putting their arms around me. And I really didn't like think about that aspect of the award season of like, yeah, you do want your camaraderie and like your people that you're all rooting for the same film to be winning these awards, and to do it on your own can probably feel a little polarizing. But I was not on the Amy train to begin with. I was really surprised that she was getting this much attention, but I'm very happy for her. I think it was an incredible role and she truly was very creative with it. And it's the actual only film in a long time that I'm excited to see the prequel that they're probably gonna come out
Yeah.
with. I can't say that about a lot of films, and I think that this is just now opening a huge gate for them for what success that film will eventually have.
Michael?
Yeah, I agree. I feel like when I first saw Weapons, I remember prior to seeing Weapons, I was hype. I was like, "Oh, this is about to change the game." This is, and when I saw it, I enjoyed it. It wasn't like the best film of the year for me, or like necessarily even like an amazing film, but it was still an enjoyable film. But I remember when I watched it, I didn't really. I liked her character in it. I thought she was the best part, obviously, of it. But the concept of it, I wasn't the biggest fan of, and I think that that's what turned me off a little bit from her performance. Not her performance, but just her character. So I never, at once, even thought about putting her in this category. So to see that we're here now, I honestly can look back at all of the months of me telling myself that I didn't like it, because honestly, it was deserving. To see the other, I would have loved for me to win. I was on the Sinners like supremacy. I wanted every one of them to win, but at the end of the day, to know that to have heard how long she's really been in the game with this, and to now just be getting her flowers with it, that again is just like it made sense when you start to hear that. It makes it a lot more deserving, and she just seems like so funny too. It's so sweet. Like her speech was just like her shaving her legs, and it was just really funny. And so I was really glad to see her up there, and it made me want to rewatch rewatch Sinners too, but rewatch Weapons. Just to see her again. And so,
I mean, she hasn't been a part of like this conversation in about 4 decades. To be a part of that again, and Zach Kreger in interviews, he's like, this is who I wanted for this role. So the fact that he came to an actor that has kind of gone the direction more of character actor in the last couple of decades, and she's married to Ed Harris, who again another actor in the industry who's like probably another one that's well deserving of an Oscar. He's never won either. So her speech was great. It was, like you said, it was funny. Ended with the beautiful moment at the end with her and Ed. Sean Penn decides not to show up, but he does win for one battle. It is a great performance. We all talked about it all season long. I was pulling for Stellan, and if it wasn't Stellan, I was pulling for Delroy. So the only award that I'm a little upset about, especially because he wasn't there, and he's got 3 of these, man. Let's spread the wealth a little bit. You know what I mean? Like Leo's got 1. Like Sean, you don't need 3, but he was great in the movie.
Yeah.
How did you feel about it?
I just feel like his performance was so singular and specific. And we talked about this on the prediction episode. Like for me, the supporting roles, they should be transformative. Like it should be a new role that I've never seen that actor in, especially if he's going for his 3rd Oscar. And to me, I have never seen Sean Penn play this type of character and make it look like an actual person and not an actor playing somebody. I love Stellan's performance. I don't think I think it's much more of like an emotional, I think it's more of a leading man role rather than supporting.
And it's subdued, and Sean's is bigger and bombastic. And,
and like just the walk alone is iconic and memorable. And I do think that if it wasn't him in that role, I don't know how well that film would read.
Yeah, it's fair. It's a fair point. It's still deserving. I'm just mad. But Michael, what did you think?
I think it's all right. So this is where I'm also a little, I don't want to say I'm torn, but like I agree where it's like I don't fully know what to think. I loved Sean Penn in One Battle After Another. I hated him in it, which meant it worked.
Yeah.
I thought that I kind of knew that he was being set up to win. Once I had seen it, I was like, oh, okay, like, all right, it's gonna make sense. I just love Delroy Lindo so much, and again, another person who it's like he's been in this industry for so long. It's like you want to see these people get their flowers, and this was like a perfect performance. I kind of had to, with a few of these performances, take a step back and acknowledge that a lot of them weren't as like that, kind of like how you said it.
Take
like,
away our biases.
yeah, you know, like back going back to Woomy and with Delroy, like they were such important parts of the film, but they were also such smaller parts of the film if you truly think about it. Like you said, Liz, I think that Sean Penn, he was majority of that film. He made that film to a degree, and so I understand it. I agree though. I feel like 3 is enough. He wasn't there. He's also like kind of a bad person maybe, and so like I don't know why we keep kind of glorifying him, but like he wasn't there, so I won't.
Yeah, my biggest thing is Delroy, Stellan, their first nominations. Elderly gentleman. Delroy should have been nominated for Defy Bloods 5 years ago.
Yes.
Stellan, now this is what it's about. But homeboy had a stroke recently. We got to give this guy some praise. Like, we got to give this guy an award before, God forbid, something happens.
I didn't know that.
That's not gonna make air, but no, it totally will. Okay, that's supporting performances. Now I want to jump to a couple of different things. While we're getting close to our wrap up here, narrative and storylines about the night in general. Conan O'Brien. We talked about this last year. He's the best Oscars host. I think he just, there's a different energy when he hosts compared to Kimmel. I thought the opening and the post credit, I don't know if either of you guys saw them. Okay.
I did.
Yeah.
Both just remarkable. Like there's no other comedian that's going to do that. Like that's that physical of a comedian that's going to put themselves in those moments and really just go for it. And again, he's a writer first. Like that's what Conan does.
You think the ending credit though is like his way of being like, I'm not coming back?
No, I think it was a play. It was the play joke on the YouTube thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
we have a couple more years until YouTube anyway. So we go back to ABC. No, that's the Super Bowl. We might be back. I don't know where we are next year for the Academy Awards because we were ABC this year.
I think
again.
Does it stay ABC?
Yeah, I'm not sure how they do it. I'm not sure how it goes every year, but I do hope it's Conan again next year because Kimmel did it for I think 3 or 4 years in a row, and I did think it got stale. Sean commented in our group chat. He's like, "This guy has more like humor in like one moment than Kimmel has in the whole night," and I kind of agree. I think that it's a better energy for the show, and
different tones.
It is, and they are different tones, but I love that, and it navigates the show with the high points and the low points because we get this in memoriam that is like an outpouring of love, rightfully so, for these icons of cinema that we lost in this year that you can't even get through all of them. Like there was no moment for Robert Duvall as deserving as it could have been because we have these titans of the industry and Robert Redford, Diane Keaton, Catherine O'Hara, Rob Reiner that all unfortunately we've lost since the last Oscars. So I thought that the way that the show was operated this year was one of my favorite Oscars in a long time. Did you feel similar? Like, how did you feel about the overall night in general and the tone and how they navigated throughout the skits and everything like that?
Yeah, I think it was decent. I think they need to get rid of bits and skits for anyone that's coming out and announcing a winner.
Okay.
I think it's stale. I think none of them were really good except the bridesmaids like coming back together, but the whole thing with like Chris Evans and like I just hated those. They're not funny. Anna Wintour was kind of funny, but like again, they're just such long segments that I think just take up air and space, and like I don't think anyone's laughing. I think they're adding laugh tracks honestly when we're watching it, and I don't really think the writing's that good. So for my own personal take, get rid of all these like stupid, not well written bits and let us see all of the live performances of all of the original songs.
Okay.
I would much rather see all the original songs be performed than watching Anne Hathaway be funny, but like try to be funny.
Yeah. I get that.
For like a 2 minute straight.
Yeah, I get that. Michael?
I 100% agree with that comment. I feel like there were a lot of those moments where it clearly was not funny and they just kind of left it going, and they dragged too a lot of the time. And the one thing that I was really annoyed with that is that we've done this thing now with the Oscars where the bit will not relate at all, and they'll sometimes make a bit on that, how like, oh, this doesn't even relate to it, and it's like, okay, then why are we talking about it? It was really kind of getting to me. Last night was the first time I really saw that at a play, and I agree. I think there was a time where Ben Stiller used to host, and he would do bits before, but it always
was
like,
funny.
It was funny,
It was
but
funny.
it matched what the award was. Like I remember there was costume design. He came out dressed as an avatar.
Yes.
Things like that.
Or it was that was visual effects. And then he did costume design, I think, where he wore something from like a Victorian movie.
Yes.
Or something like that. Yeah.
And then there was like another one where it was like another special effects one year where he like had a Greenstein suit on.
Yeah.
And it was
Yeah.
like I'm a floating head. Like things like that I think work. Like what they're doing now doesn't. And it pisses me off when they do things like that clearly aren't funny and then take away from somebody's speech.
Yeah.
The way that they were doing
Yes.
it.
Yes.
Yes.
And it's like what we listened to a bit that long for. Yeah. So I completely agree with that.
I also agree with like the timing because the Bridesmaids bit, as much as I liked it, it was for score, and it's like, what do they have to do with score?
Yeah.
What are we?
They had to find a spot to fit them in the show.
Yes. Yeah. And so I want them to kind of rethink it. Like people are watching the Oscars not for the people that are announcing the awards. We're watching it to find out who wins.
Yeah, like and the Brides, again, like you said, Bridesmaids is a good example because they're so funny and it's so great, and you want to honor a best screenplay winner and a comedy that was so like life-changing for the industry and for a 15th anniversary. But it's like, why don't we give them a reunion special on YouTube?
Yeah.
Like that would be better. I would rather see them talk about the movie and the experience and make jokes because they're funny women and they could do that.
Yeah.
Like,
because that was like an 8-minute bit.
yeah, you don't need that in the Academy Awards. And so that is a little bit of a transition thing for me with you guys, because they do talk about it in this Oscars, even though we're 3 years away, that in 2029, we transition to fully streaming on YouTube. Now, this has not happened yet, but this is a big topic of conversation because we're not going to be on television. And one of the things that a lot of people are pointing to where they're like, well, if we're on YouTube, like if for better or for worse, this could be a 6-7 hour show. Because, I mean, there's going to be ad revenue. They're going to find a way to make something happen. But I know like a big sticking point for a lot of people is that when K-pop Demon Hunters wins for Best Original Song for Golden, and one of the songwriters gets cut off and people are booing in the audience, it's a big deal because that's why people are there. That's why the audience is watching. It's at least part of the reason people are watching, because they want to hear what the story is and what these people have to say about crafting these things from originality. So what do you think about where we could go from here with YouTube? Like, where do you think that that's going to end up? And like, I know the skits is obviously something you could do in the near term where you can get rid of it and make the show better. But like, where do you think they go with YouTube in general? Let me start with Michael.
We'll go with Michael first. I don't know yet.
I do think that there's very, 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 very small advantages with it being on YouTube. You're not subjected to a specific out time, so that I don't think so, at least.
But we don't know yet.
Yeah,
like we'll have to see what winds up happening. But I mean,
that's
you
scary.
have a platform.
That's scary in itself, though. What are we going to be watching 8 hours? I won't.
That's true.
I won't.
That's such a lie.
I won't. I barely want to watch the whole thing sometimes. I'm like, let's go. Let's go. Because I don't want to hear the bits. I want to just see the award announcements. I've already seen all the movies, so I don't need to see the little clip outs of each movie.
Oh, see, I love that.
See, for me, I've seen them all already.
Yeah, but you're not everyone.
But for me, I've seen them already.
That's like one of my favorite things that they brought back, because I love that they give this this microcosm of what the performance is. And I do think that if they pick the right clips, it works out. Like, I'm happy that the only clip they had for Benicio was a few small beers. Because it was
No. Okay, so I like them for the nominees.
Oh, you don't like it for when they do it for...
every Best Picture nominee.
Yes, with how they give that throughout the night.
I just think that just takes up space. And it's, again, like, we've seen them already.
Yeah.
Oh, you're talking about when it cut back from commercial?
And when it cuts back and it'll show like a 1 minute thing of like Sinners, and then it'll be like 1 minute of Train Dreams. And
I don't think it's needed. And also, people that do not watch all the films don't pick up on it, because the group I was with, there was one person that hadn't seen like majority of the films but was hanging out and was like, oh, what's this a commercial for? Like, what movie's this coming out soon? And I'm like, it's one of the movies that's nominated. So like people don't even know what the hell we're watching anymore.
It's fair.
Yeah.
Well, again, to be fair though, on a counter argument for that, I agree with you. They should get rid of that. They used to do it where someone would come out on stage and say, Sinners is a movie that's yada, yada, yada. And then it would cut to it. So they had an intro. and that took up even more time.
They don't need to do that either.
But I agree. I think you could just get rid of it entirely. But Michael, sorry.
Sorry, Michael.
Or
I
the
went off a little
YouTube
bit.
in 2029.
Oh, shit, I wasn't even saying that. I do think that there's maybe advantages. You could fit a lot more and you don't have to cut people off. The disadvantages, you're right, you might see a lot more bits, which I would love to see now for sure removed from there. But I do think it was really funny, the bit that Conan made as far as the Jane Lynch ads during the show.
That was funny.
It's also very true. Like, that's gonna happen if it's anywhere as YouTube is right now. You watch a video that's like 10-15 minutes in and there's an ad, and so at live there's an ad, and so it's like, if that's what it's gonna be, then I don't know. I'm just kind of thinking about what I've seen of YouTube lives currently, and at least at a bigger stage, and it's very not cable. It's very different. What I'm saying is there will be a change in the demographic of who's watching this. I believe. I think you will see younger people watching it because it's on YouTube, and it might be like, oh, like, what's this? Like the Oscars. But they might just people literally just like, what is it, falling down the YouTube rabbit hole. They might just end up on the Oscars, something like that. But at the same time, it's also the same group of people that don't have the attention spans for something like that. And I don't think that they're going to fully give into it. And if you do touch in areas of it being longer than the 4 hours we've already seen, then they're really not going to pay attention to it. So I don't know. It could go so many different ways.
Yeah. You have anything else on it, or
No,
we'll wait till 2029?
I think that they should get me in as.
You want to host?
No. I just want to be like at the rehearsal, be like, cut it.
Get off the stage.
Get off the stage.
We're not doing this bit this year.
We're not doing this. You know what? We don't even want to see a famous person up there. We just want a random person to announce the award. Just get it in, get it done.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah. I mean, I hope we get Conan back next year. In Memoriam, I thought was beautiful.
I wanted to talk about.
You want to talk? Yeah, go ahead.
That's right. No, Conan was like one of the best parts. The thing that I love about Conan is that he's intentionally funny, but he's also unintentionally funny. And so like there were plenty of moments and bits that were like, scripted and written that may not have like fully hit. And then he knew how to like kind of make a joke about like the bit. There was also a moment in the night where they like started to shut the light off on somebody during his speech, and I think they cut to Conan, and he was just like straight up like, what was that? And like the fact that he can do things like, and I think they cut back to the person.
Yes,
they started taking the mic down. He said, to like cut somebody off.
Yeah,
and I think everybody, even in the audience, I know like watching it from the TV. But even the audience was shocked by how many people were getting just completely cut off.
Yeah. So for Conan to have like fully made a bit about it, like
on the spot.
Yeah, it was like the perfect thing that could have happened. And like, again, that's just a testament to his comedic everything. I don't know. I love Conan.
Me
I'm
too.
so
He's
happy.
my favorite late night host ever.
I wish that he could actually be the host for forever. I loved Ricky Gervais. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah. I don't know if he ever did the Oscars either, but he was perfect for the Globes.
The Globes,
until
man.
the Globes were like, "You're fucking done. Like, there's no way we're putting you on a mic again."
What did Dan and Eugene do?
They did
the Oscars.
I think they might have done the Oscars.
Right? I think they did the Oscars.
I could look into it. But they were good too.
No,
they did the Emmys.
Was it the Emmys?
Because we did a live stream.
Oh, okay.
So it was Emmys.
I had a good time when they would.
Yeah, they were great.
Mm-hmm.
They were great. I mean, there's a lot. You know what's sad is like Catherine O'Hara would have been great. Like her and Eugene also would have been great. Catherine, we miss you. But yes, In Memoriam was great. A couple other things like this is crazy to me just because of the state of cinema. 11 wins for Warner Brothers, most by a studio. They're getting sold to Paramount. It's a crazy thing. 10 wins between Sinners and One Battle, and then Amy Madigan for Weapons. Second most of the night, Netflix.
Frankenstein.
Streaming. Frankenstein got 3 awards. It won a lot of the technical things. K-pop won the 2 that they were nominated for. They also won for 2 shorts. We got our first tie in quite a long time. Kumail handled that perfectly.
Yes.
Yeah.
Perfectly. And I hope he gets more opportunities to do things because ever since Eternals, I feel like he's been nowhere, and he's a very talented comedian.
I think it was funny though that he got the tie because like he says it's a tie and everybody starts laughing and he's like, no, I'm serious.
He's like, this is how we're gonna do this.
We're gonna lock because everybody's like, oh, he's hysterical, like
Yeah.
what a joker he is, and he's like, no, like
Yeah.
lock in
He
people.
had like teacher energy.
Yes,
He was like, this is how we're gonna do this, everybody.
Yes.
Get prepared. We're gonna call up one and they're gonna come up on stage because nobody like that wasn't obviously you don't know that.
I
going
thought
onto
he
the
was really
stage.
joking. I thought he
Yeah.
was making like a bit out of it.
It's something he would do.
Yes,
Yeah.
and so the fact that it was him that he's like, no, take me serious.
Yeah, it was great. But no, I think that overall, a great year for the Academy Awards. I went 16 for 20 in my picks. Where'd you go? Do you know?
1, 2, 3.
She's counting out
4,
loud.
5,
Let's see where she's at.
6.
Michael, did you make
7,
predictions?
8,
Like, did you have your own
9,
at home?
Like
Keeping track?
10.
No.
11, I could do like the sits that I told you.
14.
14. Nice. Nice. Michael, I know you wanted Sinner Supremacy, but still took home 4 Oscars. Really nice.
Yes.
16 Oscar nominations will stand a test of time. If a movie gets more nominations than that, that'd be shocking because I feel like they were nominated for every single thing they could have been nominated for.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure. So great year for movies 2025, but as we've been saying, very happy to now put this in the rear view.
Yes.
We need to move
Ready
forward.
for the new
we need to get ready
ones.
for 2026.
Let's crank it up 2026.
Yeah,
These
yeah,
releases
this was
haven't
the-
been so
This
good.
was-
this was
year.
a really, really, really good year. I don't want to speak for anybody else on the network, but in the 3 years we've been doing this, I think it's the best year for movies that we've had personally. So hopefully 2026 can replicate that. This week there's a movie coming out that a lot of people are giving a lot of praise to. Don't know if it'll be in the Oscar conversation, but Project Hail Mary drops this week, so we'll see if that starts to sputter us into the next year.
Please.
But guys, let us know in the comments, what did you guys think overall of the award winners, of the nominees, of the show overall? How did you guys do on your picks? Leave your picks below. We'd love to hear from you guys. If you guys follow us on social media, you guys can follow us all over there. We're on Instagram. We are here on YouTube. Obviously, you could subscribe. We're going to have some information coming soon about our Spotify that we just reset thanks to Mikey. So shout out Mikey for that. We'll give you guys the info on that when that is available to you guys. We're also on TikTok. We're on Facebook. We're on Threads. You can follow us all there. And yeah, just thank you guys for watching. Thank you for tuning in every week with us. Hopefully you've enjoyed our long coverage of the Academy Awards and the award season this year. Just signing off. I'm Darian Scalamoni,
I'm Liz Zako.
I'm Mikey Peniston.
and we'll see you guys next time.
This is The Culture.